Unveiling the psychology of money. Ever heard about Ronald Reed, the janitor who managed to save $8 million by the time he passed away in 2014? Yep, you got it right. A janitor with $8 million, and he didn't win the lottery or inherit it. He simply consistently saved money throughout his life and let the magic of compounding work its wonders. The lesson here is that your money habits often matter more than how smart you are. You don't need a Harvard degree or a Wall Street job to get rich. Just being smart with your money can do the trick. According to Morgan Housel, financial success is more about your behavior than your knowledge. Join me for the best tips and tools to achieve financial freedom through stock market investing. Key lesson number one: be willing to make sacrifices. Imagine wanting a cool new watch. You visit the store, hoping to impress your friends and your date. Now, you face a choice: buy the watch or try some risky business relying on your fitness to run off with. Most likely, you'd opt to buy it. The right choice. The point is, you know a new watch has a cost. Investing in similar, it also comes with a price. In videos here, we often talk about ways to get good returns like having a focused portfolio. But a focused portfolio means more ups and downs. The cost for potential gains. If you can't handle a 20% drop in your net worth in a week due to unexpected earnings reports, don't aim for maximum returns. It's about knowing the trade off. Bigger returns usually mean bigger ups and downs. Imagine if, a decade ago, you could foresee a bright future for Netflix and invested a significant chunk of your money in its stock. Today, you'd likely be quite wealthy. But here's the catch: could you handle the bumpy ride? Over the years, Netflix faced major downturns, like in 2011 when it lost tons of customers and its stock price plummeted by 80%. Your portfolio returns would have taken a hit, making it tough to explain to your family. Even if your investment strategy wasn't as extreme as going all in on Netflix, any investment comes with a cost: the price of volatility. Consider if you had invested in an S&P 500 index fund in 1980. You'd still have gone through about 13 years where your portfolio was down 20% from its peak and about 8 months where it was down by half. It's challenging. Stock market investing is fantastic for creating wealth, but it's not without its costs. Volatility is the price you pay for the potential of a brighter financial future. Key lesson number two: always strive for more. Capitalism excels at two things: creating wealth and fostering envy. The desire to outdo neighbors, peers, and friends can drive hard work and the pursuit of success. While this motivation can be positive, the downside is that social comparisons can make us feel inadequate. Consider this: to be in the top 1% of income earners in the US, you'd need around $500,000 a year. Let's take a highly specialized doctor, Bill, as an example. Bill is considered rich, enjoying a comfortable lifestyle. However, when he buys a vacation home in the Hamptons, he realizes his neighbor, Stan, is in the top 1% of the 1%. Stan, a CEO earning $10 million yearly, seems wealthy until you learn about Michael Jordan, a childhood friend of Stan's and part of the 1% of the 1% of the 1%. Compared to Michael's fortune about $2 billion, Stan's salary seems small. And the chain continues at celebrity parties with Jeff Bezos in the top 1% of the 1% of the 1% of the 1% with a net worth of around $200 billion. The cycle of comparison can lead to foolish actions throughout history. Some people have taken extreme risks, leveraging their portfolios heavily to climb the financial ladder, only to lose everything and face tragic consequences like suicide. Others acted on insider information, damaging their reputation and ending up in jail. Many have sacrificed family for financial success, only to see their personal lives crumble with partners leaving or cheating. While learning from channels like this can help you achieve financial freedom, it's crucial to recognize when to say enough is enough. Success in investing is vital, but it should not come at the cost of your well being or personal relationships. Key lesson number three: perception defines what's considered crazy. At first glance, it might seem like people make strange choices with their money. Some splurge on extravagant items, while others stash it away at home. However, it's crucial to remember that everyone comes from diverse backgrounds shaped by varying childhoods, parents, life experiences, and education. These factors contribute to different perspectives and values. What appears irrational to you could be entirely sensible for someone else. Morgan illustrates this with the example of lottery tickets. The lowest income households in the US spend over $400 per year on the lottery, 4 times more than the average in the highest income group. Considering that over a third of Americans can't come up with $400 for an emergency, it might seem crazy. But stepping into their shoes reveals a different story. They live paycheck to paycheck, struggle to save, lack education and career opportunities, can't afford luxuries or invest in their children's education without incurring significant debt. Buying a lottery ticket is their way of chasing the dream that many of us already live. Understanding this perspective sheds light on their choices. So, how does this insight make you a better investor? By recognizing our differences, you're less likely to blindly copy an investment portfolio or strategy that doesn't align with your own goals. Indeed, understanding our own risk profile is crucial. It might be higher than a billionaire's, especially if our focus is on getting rich rather than staying rich. Simply copying a billionaire's portfolio might not be the best strategy for our unique goals. Recognizing these differences can also empower us to decline investments that fall outside our circle of competence. Consider GameStop, for instance. As someone not involved in trading, I stayed away from that drama because it's not my game to play. Appreciating diverse perspectives, or at least acknowledging that people see the world through different lenses, can help us navigate society more effectively and guide us toward our own path. Key lesson number 4: embrace surprises or unexpected moments. The Great Depression, World War II, financial crises, and COVID 19 share a common thread. They significantly shaped our society, had profound impacts on financial markets, and were nearly impossible to predict. Nassim Taleb, a favorite author, terms such events as black swans. A black swan event is characterized by being an outlier, having an extreme impact, and only becoming explainable after it occurs. Human nature often tricks us into thinking we should have seen it coming. Take Black Monday in 1987 as an example. Faced with the market losing nearly a quarter of its value in one day, how would you have reacted? Would you have panicked or weathered the storm, maybe even seizing the opportunity to invest more? Consider this. If you invested in the S&P 500 index 20 years ago but missed the 4 best performing days, your return would be 164%, significantly less than the 291% return with those days included. The lesson here is that preparing yourself, both mentally and financially, for unforeseeable disasters is more practical than hoping to react faster than others. Macro projections and attempts to foresee future events often lead to fear, but the real threats are the ones unlikely to be predicted. Key lesson number 5: beware the allure of negative thinking. Imagine I told you a bunch of reasons why the market might go downhill this year, like the huge US government debt, worries about inflation from stimulus checks, and new strains of COVID 19. You would probably find it interesting and might end up feeling pretty negative about the current market situation. Now, if I shared reasons why things could actually improve, like rising life expectancy, cheaper sustainable energy, or the booming computing power, you'd likely just brush it off. It's strange, right? Pessimistic views often sound smart, while optimistic ones seem a bit naive. According to Daniel Kahneman, who wrote Thinking, Fast and Slow, our inclination towards negativity is an evolutionary trait. We are wired to pay more attention to threats than opportunities because it used to help us survive. Plus, setbacks happen faster than progress, making them more attention grabbing. To tell an upbeat story about the future, we need to focus on longer time frames, which might seem less clear and less dramatic. Recognizing that pessimistic views can be more captivating than optimistic ones might help you balance your perspective. As Hans Rosling from Sweden would say, the world is better than you think. So, making money in the stock market comes at the cost of dealing with ups and downs. Remember, envy is a dangerous thing. Don't risk what you have for something you don't need. Different viewpoints lead to different reasonable actions. Instead of trying to predict disasters, prepare yourself mentally and financially to weather them. And when it comes to investment advice, be cautious. Pessimism might grab your attention more, but understand that it appeals to survival instincts. That's all for today, but Morgan Housel's book is worth exploring. It's a real gem.